How y'all doing? For tonight, or actually tomorrow night, we're going to do a London broil. I've got a USDA Choice London broil here. It's nice, good piece of meat here. It can be really tough if you don't let it marinate long and if you cook the wrong way. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get it marinating tonight and let it soak overnight, and we'll cook it tomorrow for dinner. So let me go ahead and show you how we're going to put this marinade together. Get you down here a little bit. I have got about 1.5 cups of red wine, just whatever kind of wine you like, a red wine. This is happens to be I think it's a Chianti. And then I've got about 1 tablespoon of garlic. I'm going to put in here some minced garlic. Stir that up. There we go. Then I want to put some bay leaves in there. One and a half. About 3 bay leaves ought to be good. Then we're going to go with just a nice little marinade I like. It's called Allegro marinade. It's got a lot of salt in it, so you want to be careful with it. You know, you don't put too much. So let's see, we got about 1.5 cups of wine there. I'm gonna put about a little bit more than 1/2 cup of that in there as well. Okay, now it'll be real good. It's got a lot of good spice in there. It's got a little bit of sweet. Now for some sweet, I'm gonna put some of this teriyaki in there. Then again, you don't want to overdo this. Probably put about 1 tablespoon or so of that teriyaki in there. We're going to stir this all around. I'm going to go ahead and get my London broil in this Ziploc bag here. Alright, you see I've got this London broil here in this Ziploc bag. And we'll go ahead and we'll pour this marinade in. Right in the bag. Get it all in there. Get that garlic. You want that good garlic in there. Oh yeah. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to squeeze all the air out of here that I can. So you got to seal this bag up first, and it's kind of slippery. And you can also, if you want to, you can put this underwater. If you do that, put the bag underwater except for this tip top. It makes it a lot easier to get the air out. I'm just going to go ahead and work it like this. Now put it in this little Pyrex thing because I'm going to put it in the refrigerator after this to marinate overnight. And just in case this bag come open, I don't want it to leak nowhere. So we'll go ahead and push all that air out of there and get everything all mixed up. There we have it. We're going to let this chill in the fridge overnight until tomorrow evening. We're going to start to cook it. How y'all doing? Tonight we're going to go ahead and do that London broil. I had it marinating since last night. We had it marinating that wine and that Allegro marinade and the bay leaves and everything. I flipped it over this morning in the refrigerator and went ahead and took it out now. So what I've done, I've got my oven actually on broil right now, just getting it real hot. Now I've got a cast iron skillet down here and it's on a medium-high heat. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me get you situated there. I'm going to take this this London broil here, and I got this juice I marinate in. I'm going to put a little bit of this juice in this pan. Okay, so try not to make too big of a mess here. There we go. That'll be good, about that much of that juice. Let that cook down for a minute. Because we're going to use that juice, because we're going to have some vegetables in here, and we're going to use that to help flavor these vegetables. I just got to let it cook a little bit, because you don't want no salmonella or nothing like that, which I don't think the meat carries that, but you can get the germs, all that stuff, that raw meat was in there, a little garlic. So we'll let that cook down for a second. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and strain in this, getting all this juice and stuff dripped off that top round steak over there. I've also got some beans over here we're going to have on the side. Some green beans. They're just out of cans, Italian style. I put them on the heat and we'll just let them simmer for a while Put some stuff on them. It's got this Cavender's Greek season. I really like this stuff. Put a little bit of this on there. Okay. And also, this is some great vinegar. We like to season our green beans with a little bit of vinegar. Just a tad of that. About like that. That'll be good. That's some strong vinegar. And it's some good stuff. Go ahead and I'll turn those green beans down low and let those chill. Alright, let's get on back over here toward our pan there with the wine marinade and everything in there. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and put in, it's about 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to work this butter in here and let this melt down a little bit, and then we're going to start getting some of the vegetables in there. Okay, now we got all this melted down, butter melted down. I got this reduced just a little bit. Zoom in here just a little bit. See, I got the marinade reduced somewhat. I've got the butter melted down. Got this thing sizzling still cooking about medium high. I'm gonna add these are 2 really small white onions, which I would say 1 large onion would work just fine. We're gonna add these and just cook these down a little bit. These onions are gonna be so good with this sauce. These onions should release a little bit of juice. So I shouldn't have to add any water to this. Let's go ahead and just stir these around here for a minute or two. See, they're going ahead and coming apart and they're getting coated with that nice flavoring from that marinade and from that butter. So I'm going to stir these here just for a minute, and I'm not going to let them get totally translucent or anything. I'm just going to let them just cook a little bit and release some of that water. Now I've let these onion cooks just for a minute. Go ahead and add some sliced mushrooms. White button top mushrooms. These will be real good in here. Maybe I should use a little bit bigger pan. Be alright too. Stir these around. Like I said, I'm going to try to cook these all the way. But I've got an idea for this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stir these in here. I'm going to cook these vegetables a little bit. Now I'm going to cook that meat on top of the vegetables. And I think it'll come out really good. So I'm going to cook these mushrooms just a little bit more. Okay, now I'll let these vegetables cook just a little bit. I'm going to add me a cup of beef broth. Just a cup. Maybe not quite a cup. I'm going to pour it in there and we'll see where we're at. Let's go with half a cup for right now. So I did about half a cup of beef broth. There we go. And I'm going to let this simmer just a little bit longer. Total cook time on this, I've done about probably 5 minutes of sitting here sauteing these mushrooms and onions. And like I said, I put that half a cup of beef broth in there. Now let them cook probably about 3 or 4 more minutes. You're sitting here on the stove top to soften up those mushrooms just a little bit. Okay? Okay, now I took the onions and the mushrooms off that medium-high heat. Got them over here simmering on low. So total cook time on them was about 10 minutes. I'm just trying to let some of this water and stuff evaporate here. And the water that's in the broth and the juices. We just want that to simmer down and just get a little bit thicker. Meanwhile, I've got, I just took a baking pan, what I have, like a, I don't know, brownie pan or something like that. And I took a cooling rack, I set it over this. What I'm going to do now, I got my London broil from over here. You know, I seasoned it with a little bit of salt, pepper, and garlic powder, just a little bit there on top. I'm going to take this and we'll put this in the oven. And the oven's on high, so I'm broil 500 degrees right now. And I'm going to broil it on this side for 4 minutes. Then I'm going to take it out, flip it over, and broil it for 4 minutes on the other side. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, been in there for 4 minutes on the first side. Let's take her out and see how she looks. There we go. Nice, and we'll go flip it over to the second side. I'll make some tongs. We just got some nice little bit of sear there. Alright. Let's Go ahead and put it back in for another 4 minutes. Like I said, this can vary with your oven, you know, but we'll do it 4 minutes, and we'll just keep flipping until we get the sear that we want. Just got to make sure it's on broil. Meanwhile, while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and drain some of this liquid off of these vegetables, because we don't need all that much. That cup of broth might be a little bit too much, but that's fine. I'm going to drain this off, and we can add this juice in later as we see fit. So just drain that juice off. Like I said, I'm going to drain. It's almost 3/4 of a cup. Like I said, these vegetables, I've got them off, but the burner's still a little hot. I'm just going to let them sit there and let some of that more of that juice evaporate. And I'm going to save that juice right there and reserve that for later. Alright, we just took it out for 4 minutes on that side. Like I said, my oven is doing a little bit slow. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to hit it for 2 more minutes on this side. And then we'll see if we want to go 2 more minutes on the other side. Okay, ended up cooking the meat for about 8 minutes on each side. But you want to make sure, see, I was poking it right here, it's still rare. Like rare is like if you touch this finger right here to your palm, like that, it should feel like that. It shouldn't be. That's med rare, and that's medium well, and that's well. That's no good. You still want it rare at this point. What I did is I just cut the oven off. I'm going over here to this pan that I've had, you know, just sitting there with some vegetables in there, and I'm gonna put this piece of meat right there over the vegetables. Then what I'm going to do, you still see over here, put you up a little bit, there's so much stuff stacked up over here, I'm going to cover this in foil. Ooh, I hope I have enough foil, because I need some. Jack on. I got just enough. We'll just use it all. Alright. Cover this pan right here in foil. Still a little bit hot there. And I've cut that oven off, but that oven's still pretty hot in there. I'm going to sit this in that oven, and I'm going to let it sit in there for about 15 minutes. So what's going to happen, any kind of juice that leaks out of that meat, while it sets up or whatever, it's going to leak down in vegetables, and it's going to be real good. Go ahead and sit in that oven. I'm going to leave the oven partially, if you can see, leave the oven open. A little bit like that, because I don't want to cook anymore, but the temperature is still going to rise in that meat. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set this aside. We'll get started with some other stuff here. I got some biscuits in a little toaster oven over there, and I'm going to start on one more thing here. It's going to be real good on that meat. Alright, went ahead and took the London broil out of the oven, or just from kind of staying in that warm oven after 15 minutes. I'm going to let these vegetables just sit here on the cold stove. I've got something going over here though. I've got about a teaspoon of oil, my old skillet here on medium-high heat. I've got about a teaspoon of flour, white flour. I'm going to go ahead and cook this flour here a little bit. Okay, just for just a second. Now I'm going to thicken up these drippings. Remember I had a plan for these drippings here? Let me get you up where you can see there a little bit better. Alright. I'm just going to do a blonde roux here. Just enough to cook the flour taste out of this flour. Stir it around here. Get that kind of a nutty smell to it. Might take about a minute there. Alright. Now I'm going to put in this about half a cup of these drippings from that good vegetables, meat and everything. Look at that. It's going to thicken up real quick here. And this is going to be like a gravy. We can put some on that meat. We can put some on them biscuits I got going over there. And we could also put some on these mashed potatoes. I just made some out of a box a minute ago because my wife wants some mashed potatoes. So I'm going to set that right there. I'm going to turn that heat off underneath it. It don't need to get too hot. And that's going to be a good gravy. I'm going to set that off the heat there. So let that go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn my attention over to this meat here that's on this carving station. Alright, now we got this meat over here and we're ready to carve. We're going to just see, get real thin slices against the grain. I see the grain's going this way on this meat, so I'm going to cut against the grain. First I'm going to cut that little bit of piece of fat cap off of there. Oh yeah, we don't need that, but you want to slice this thin. Use a slice knife you got like this, or if you don't, you could use a chef's knife, would work okay. But you just want to make nice thin slices against the grain of meat. I mean, look at that, how beautiful this is coming out. Just perfect. Just pink, nice medium. It's a nice medium rare now. That's what you're looking for. You, like I said, you want to set it up and let it set it rare, but it's going to continue to cook, and it's going to turn to beautiful medium rare. That's what we're looking for this London broil, and it's just as tender as can be now. You know, it starts off as an old tough piece of meat until you get cooked just right, marinated just right, and everything else. And it's really fantastic. So we're about to serve some of this up. Alright, let's get to serving some of this stuff up. I got a plate here, I got some of these hot biscuits on here. We go ahead and get some of this beautiful meat. And get a couple of pieces of it right there. Oh man, gorgeous. Go and get some of these vegetables over here. Some wonderful these onions and these mushrooms. You can't beat that. Alright, get some of these mashed taters. Those on there. Oh yeah. The mashed tater. And get some of this wonderful gravy we made. Stir that up a little bit. Pull that gravy on them taters. A little bit on them taters. Sprinkle a little bit on top of that. Oh man. Top of that London broil. Also, I still got these green beans. Just tuck them in the microwave just for a second to keep them warm. Go ahead and put a little dollop of the green beans on there too. There we go. And that is a full plate of goodness right there. Nothing but goodness. Got that London broil, got the mashed taters, got those green beans with those mushrooms and onions and biscuits. Man, that's fine.